Hello, my name is Bernardo and I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school and I play soccer, and my plan for the future is to play college soccer at Trinity University. So I came here because I had right knee ACL surgery, and so I suffered an ACL tear during a soccer game. But the real reason why I came here to Neuro Sports Performance was because of my dad. My dad was a patient here who had a knee surgery, back surgery, and he got treated for all sorts of things here at Neuro Sports. And he would come home, and I would actually come here when I was younger, and he would tell us, about his progress, and we would see it firsthand. I was pretty fascinated to see how the ARPwave Therapy worked, and so I knew when I unfortunately had my ACL injury, my first major injury, that this was the right place for me to get real results and to help me get back to my level where I was. So immediately after my surgery, I started using my ARPwave PRS device, which was my personal recovery system device that my dad had purchased and we had used at the house. And I remember within the first 3 days, just not being able to move my leg, like absolutely can't move it, don't have control over it, muscle definition is gone. But I started using it, I started using the PRS, do some pad attachments, try and get some quad activation. And by day 3, I was able to really move my leg, I was able to contract it more, and I was really seeing results. And 11 days later, after surgery, I was in the office with Travis, starting my program for ACL. And it was just incredible, the results that I was able to do. I was able to walk within the first week, get off my crutches within 2 weeks. So it was just incredible to see that type of progress after such a big major injury. Where I am now after finishing my program at ARPwave is just incredible to see from where I started to where I ended. So I remember, starting out a lot of pain, and I had a lot of limitations still in my daily life. I was having to compensate a lot by walking different and all sorts of things. But now after finishing my program, I can pretty much resume back to my daily life and do all my daily activities completely fine. I'm actually coming off from a recent trip to Hawaii where I was able to hike, I was able to swim, and I was able to sustain day-to-day activities with no pain, no swelling. I'm also coming off from last week from having coached, having been a soccer coach at a Trinity for youth camp, and I felt great. I was able to kick the ball a little bit and get a little bit involved, and so that's 2 examples of my daily life where I've been able to get back. On the next point is anytime my recent doctor visits, my last 2 to 3, like I quote my doctors, they've been blown away by my progress. They're completely impressed to see how much muscle I've got back, to see the definition on my muscle, and then my strength, and obviously in my testing and in my strength, I've been able to double my numbers since starting my program here at ARPwave. So it's incredible the progress I've made. So I don't just highly recommend, I believe it's absolutely necessary for a high performance athlete to do ARPwave therapy, and especially at Neuro Sports with Travis, with Philly. Not only because it gets your muscles back responding and your size and your strength so much quicker than a traditional route would, but it established that neuromuscular connection with the mind and the muscle. And for a high performance athlete, it's so important because that's where all your confidence is returning to sport. With an injury like the ACL, such a big injury where so many athletes either don't come back to sport or they don't come back the same, it gives me the confidence that I am gonna come back, and I am gonna come back stronger with this therapy and working with staff here at Neuro Sports.